Hi, everybody. This is Ernie One on Podbean Podcast. Every once in a while, all of us, including myself, can pick up some really, really good information on Facebook if you go through it and see what it's about and see if it's truth and that sort of thing. But I like things that give us facts. And this little short thing I got off of Facebook is very, very factual, and it has a lot to do with today's world and the way that the liberals would really like to take all of our guns away and probably our bows and arrows and maybe pick up all the rocks out of the street. I don't know what they want to do, but we have a pretty good idea by the way they act. So these are a bunch of facts. It's not my opinion or anybody else's opinion. It's not even biased. Got it sent to me from a friend on Facebook. I'm not going to give you his name, but he'll recognize who it is. His first name's Craig. He's a pretty good guy. Anyway, this is what he forwarded it, and it's kind of titled right at the liberals, actually, especially the radical liberals, and the title basically is for the extremely slow learners. So if you're of the liberal persuasion, you might want to pay close attention, perhaps record this or maybe even write it down. I'm going to start with 1911. In 1911, Turkey disarmed its citizens. Shortly after, 1.5 million Armenians are murdered. Wow. And then we move into 1929, and that's when Russia disarmed its citizens. Over the next 24 years in Russia, 20 million Russians are murdered, and we don't know how many just disappeared. In 1935, another socialist country, China, disarmed its citizens. Like I said, 1935. Between 1948 and 1952, 20 million Chinese are murdered. And moving on to 1938, Germany disarms its citizens. We know what happened there. And over the next 7 years, 6 million Jews were murdered. And God knows how many people just plain disappeared and have never been heard of. And then in 1956, Cambodia, a nice little socialist communist state. From 1975 to 1977. That's 2 years, folks. 1 million people were murdered in Cambodia. In 1964, Guatemala disarmed its citizens, then goes on to murder over 100,000 Mayans. Then we got 1970, that's not too far away. Uganda disarms its citizens. Over the next decade, 300,000 Christians are murdered, which, by the way, that's about the only group you can call down and make fun of anymore, as that's white Christian Americans. Anyway, I digress. And then in 2012, I mentioned this in another article that I had. In 2012, Venezuela, one of the richest countries in the world at that time, well, before that anyway, they disarmed their citizens. Right now, you can pick up the telephone, or you can pick up your computer or your phone, whatever, and you can see the results. People are dying in the streets, they're being shot, and they're starving. They don't have any weapons to fight back with, and there aren't that many rocks in Venezuela, apparently. So the lesson in this basically is pretty simple for the slower learners. The left is going to work tirelessly to disarm American citizens. I said this many years ago when Barack Obama was reelected. I told a lot of people in a place where I worked, watch it, folks. Next, they come for the guns. Well, that's what they're trying right now in many states with red flag laws, so on and so forth. So my question, I guess, showing all the things that I just told you about, from China to Germany and Cambodia, if that's happened in all of those countries, why do you think the left wants to do that to America, to get rid of the Second Amendment, take away our guns? Probably the First Amendment too, because if the Second Amendment goes, the First Amendment's gone. Anyway, folks, I just wanted to pass that on. I saw it on Facebook, and I thought, a lot of people should hear this, not just those on Facebook. And of course, I will put it back on Facebook again so we can all see it again, provided that Facebook doesn't take it off. Hey, thank you for dropping in. Thank you for listening or reading on that point. And I want you to know I appreciate the times that you listen to my little podcast. And I'd just like to say, please pass it around if you can. Tell your friends about it. It's they're usually very short, not long through 3-hour things. And pass it around. I'm trying to pick up as many people as I can. Then eventually, I might be able to get a few sponsors. But anyway, thank you. Thank you for listening in. God bless America. God bless the President of the United States. And may the good Lord please take care of his family, our country, and your family too. Thank you. Goodbye.